What is up, you guys? It's Juicy. And I am filming in my front yard. Like, I'm actually in my front yard. And my neighbors have, like, windows and doors open. So, we're gonna make this video real quick. The reason I wanted to make this video outside is just because it was a really nice day. I'm sunburnt, if you can't tell. The sun is setting and it looks pretty. You can't tell the sun is setting because there's a bunch of wildlife behind me, but I can see it setting and I think it's really pretty and I wanted to be outside, but I also wanted to make a video for you guys, and so here I am. This week I thought I would bring back the one-word story time. I think I'm gonna do that very often, like every few months or so, because those are really fun and I think it should be a regular thing. So yes, I asked you guys to tweet me some words and I would try to tell you a story or something about that word. Here we go. Here's some things you guys tweeted me. Something. Hi, you're funny, huh? Because I asked you to tweet me something, you're so funny. Love. This one I thought was a very interesting and deep word. And I thought instead of trying to come up with something just straight off my head, that I would read to you guys something I've written before that has to do with love, I guess. I mean, it kind of does, it kind of doesn't, but I thought I could share with you because it's not really a story, but I think it's worth the hearing. It took me so years to learn how to love parts of myself that I once hated, so I won't allow anyone to come along and decide that I'm not good enough, because I want to wear sweatpants when I go out and I want to wear t-shirts every day. I want to eat cookies all the time and I would rather wear glasses instead of contacts. I want to laugh loudly and obnoxiously and I wouldn't mind going to parties, but I want to talk instead of dance. And I don't care if you think that's boring. I like what I like. I choose people that I want in my life, and I chose who I want to leave. I like to spend my time in bed all day, or take long walks or reading and writing in a quiet place. I like to put on makeup and do my hair this way and that way. I do things for myself, not to impress anyone, but for myself. I don't do my makeup every day to get someone to notice me. I do it because it makes me happy. I want to do things for myself, and I am who I am thanks to myself. And I won't let anyone take that away from me. So that's too bad for anyone who doesn't like me for me, because I'm not changing and I love myself. I wanted to share that with you guys for the word love, because I think a lot of you guys expected me when you saw this word to tell you a story about when I was in love or the meaning of love for me. But I wanted to tell you guys a summary of a story of how I grew to love myself. And I grew to love myself because I realized I need to do things for myself and not for anyone else, because I was doing a lot of things for other people, trying to impress other people. Alright, next word someone tweeted me was dance. This one, I'm actually going to tell you a story. So, there was this time in 8th grade where I liked someone, and I've liked this person for a long time, and there was a school dance coming up, and I wasn't going to ask anyone or this specific person because I knew I would get rejected. But my math teacher was like, oh my goodness, Josie, no, you have to. And she didn't know who I was going to ask, but she just told me I had to ask someone. So I messaged this one person because I could not do it in person. Plus, I did not see this person in person very often. And I texted them. I texted them a very heartfelt and long message. And then at the end of that message, I asked if they would want to go to formal with me, which was the dance. And I got rejected. That's how it was. But that's not it for this word. Then freshman year, we have this dance called the Sweetheart, where girls ask guys. That's how it is. The girls have to ask the guy. And I was like, shoot, that's great. And so it's the same person as 8th grade. And I was like, okay, maybe this time he'll go to the dance with me. But I was like, this time I have to make it really good. Again, I still wasn't going to ask him in person because I'm a ratchet bee. And so I decided I would use my YouTube channel. A lot of you guys probably saw this video. Some of you guys did not. It is on private, so you guys cannot see it anymore. But I made a video. It was like a little scene, skit thing, asking this person to sweetheart. It was like me contemplating how I should ask this person. And so at the end of the video, I was like, I'm just gonna I decided that I would ask you the way I feel comfortable, and that is by YouTube. Will you go to sweetheart with me? And guess what? He said no. Then flash forward to last year, sophomore year. It was the same dance, sweetheart, but I decided, you know what? I'm gonna ask a different guy. And there was this guy that I thought was decently cute, and I thought, you know what, he might be a fun time at the sweetheart dance. So I decided that I would ask my teacher if she would help me out. Of course she did. She loved me. I was like, hey, can I use your office, and can you like call him into your office, and I'll have a poster asking him to sweetheart, and you know, no one will have to see. It'll just like him walk in the classroom, like no one has to know. So I did that. I had a poster, and she did that. She had him go walk in there, and when he walked in there, he read it. And then I was rejected again. Ooh, this is a sad story of my life, guys. So, yeah. I mean, last year I went with my friend Trey, so it's all good. I had a fun time, but, I get rejected so often, guys. I have so many rejection stories. I cannot even begin to tell you all of them. Next word, Josie. That is my name. So whoever tweeted me that is my name. With you tweeting me the word Josie, I thought this would be a perfect time to tell you how I was named. So, my mom and my dad made me. You know, I was in my mom's belly, 9 months, but they thought I was a boy. I mean, I kind of sound like a man, so it makes sense. But no, they thought I was a boy. And so, you know, they had a boy room, boy toys, boy everything. And then I popped out and I was a girl. So obviously, since they thought I was a boy, they had me a boy name, Josiah. And since I was a surprise and I was a girl, my mom did not know what to name me. And my dad wasn't there for my birth because he was at work and he could not leave. And so my grandpa was like, oh my goodness, it's a girl, you should name her Madison. And my mom was like, okay. And so she was in the hospital for another day. She was in there a few days. But the next day, she still hadn't told the nurse what my name was. So like they haven't been able to announce my name over the intercom thing. So that day goes on, and the nurse is like, yo, you really gotta tell me what your baby's name is. We gotta sign this birth certificate and all this jazz. We need to know what you're naming this kid. And my mom was so close to naming me Madison or Addison because that's what my grandpa wanted to name me so they could call me Maddie or Addie. And my mom did not tell my grandpa that she didn't like the name. So he went home thinking that she was gonna name me Maddie or Addie. So my mom told the nurse, my mom was like, Josie. And my mom swears she didn't get that from Josiah. She swears on her life that that idea did not come from Josiah at all. And that's how I was named. My middle name has no significance. My first name has no significance. But that's how I was named. And my mom swears that it wasn't because my boy name was going to be Josiah. Next word, school. This isn't a fun word. We're moving on. I have too many stories from school. If you want a specific story from school, you're gonna have to tweet a more specific word like tripping or something. Softball. I've been in softball for a very long time, and I do have some decently interesting stories. They're not really that funny, but I think I'm going to tell you one. So there was this one time when I was a little kid wreck. I was probably like 10, maybe younger, I was younger. And I was pretty good, like young softball player. Like now I'm okay, I'm decent, but back in the day I was good. So, I hit the ball and I was running around the bases, and I got to second, and my mom told me to run to third. I was running to third, and the shortstop purposely tripped me. She purposely tripped me, and I just rolled. I was rolling down to third base. I was crying. Yeah, that's the end of that story. My knees were busted up and I was crying and I was rolling. It's like I said, it's not that funny, but it happened. And since the sun has set and it's very dark, as you can tell, I'm going to pick one last word. That word is summer. I will tell you about this one time that I had a little boyfriend that I broke up with in the summer. So, it was after school, and me and my little boyfriend, we were still dating, and I was going to be going to Washington, D.C. soon for a leadership conference thing. And so, me, little 12-year-old me with my little boyfriend, we didn't see each other. I was 12 and my mom didn't know because I was 12. We texted and we called. And, it was getting really close to the time where I was leaving for DC. And so one day I was riding on my swing and I texted my little boyfriend and I was like, hey, life is really hectic right now and I don't want to be tied down to just one person. I'm going to break up with you. So that was a 12-year-old Josie saying, I don't want to be tied down. Because I was going to Washington, D.C. and I was hoping I'd see a cute little boy from California and he'd marry me. So that happened quite a few summers ago. I need some funnier stories. When I do this, I need to prepare more so I can have some funnier stories for you guys. I come into these with no idea what I'm gonna say. But that is the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk. And I hope you enjoyed these one-word story times. Follow me on Twitter and my other social medias so when I tweet me a word so you can contribute to this video. I hope you have a nice rest of the day, a nice rest of the week, and I will see you next Tuesday with another video.